Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody favorite baby daddy, voice of the street, man. And today we're in Evergreen, part 2, right? The continuation of this, right? So my man, he said I should elaborate more on the movie theater because it was iconic. And I'm like, yeah, I just read his comment. I'm like, yeah, I agree, brother, you're right. And I did speak on it a little bit, but I used to go to this movie a lot. The Evergreen Plaza movie was in the back, y'all. It was in the back. But everybody that came to it used to park in the front and walk through it. But, the mall would be closing a little bit early, so after 9, you couldn't come through the mall. At a certain time, you couldn't come through the mall. But people would get there early, come in, and they'll walk through to where it was at. And, I used to park in the back. Most people parked in the front. I knew how to come in from 95th and come all the way down. So it was like on 90. Let's say if that's 95th, 96, 97. That's 95th. That would be like 96. I think it was a good block. 96 in. So, it's on the 96 end. And I used to know how to come in through the 95th end and drive all the way down the whole block. So that means the parking lot, the whole goddamn block, we ride down and pull in there and park. And for the most part, it never was no drama up there, They kept the bullshit to a minimum. Like I said, them people would be on your ass, and we was smart. We didn't clown over there where them white folks was at. Everybody, we would see op sometimes, be like, if it wasn't serious enough where you had to get active on his ass, we could give him a pass. Be like, oh, he with his girls. And might see a nigga and be like, fuck you. He like, man, fuck you, nigga. I said, yeah, all right, your ass better be gone when I come out. I better not see your ass. Nigga be like, shit. Then I bet them niggas would leave the movie early. I tell you that. Niggas didn't play, so like I said, niggas in our age, we didn't play games with our lives like that. Teasing each other and all that. No, it's that and it's that. We ain't friends with these niggas, but it's not like that. We're not playing with them, period. So, but, like I said, I used to go there a lot. I got so many stories about that place, man, fathers, like when incidents did happen. For instance, my nephew got shot one time, y'all. He just got shot in the ass. I'm at the Plaza movie with one of my girls, and they called me. I'm like, what? He got shot. I am mad than a motherfucker, y'all. I jumps in my car and run every fucking light from Western all the way to Inglewood, y'all. And when I got home, this boy shot in the ass. I said, man, I could have stayed at the damn movie theater. I'm thinking the man might be clinging to life and, he almost dead or something. I'm like, man, y'all could have told me that. Shit, I could have stayed and seen the movie, y'all. You feel me? And then, it's tripped out. I used to date this young girl, right? I ain't gonna use her name. Let's say she was 17, I was 19. So I'm deep in the street. And she knew I was hustling her mama. Her mama didn't like me at first, y'all. Not as a person, but what I stood for. She like, this nigga a drug dealer. He motherfucker deep in gangs. I heard he the man over here. She didn't really like that at first. Till she got to know me and see like, damn, this boy, for him to be a street nigga, he is very respectable. So how she started getting to know me, I wore her down, y'all. She called me one time, plus my neighbor told her. She knew I was involved in a lot of shooting. So whenever she hear gunshots, she would want to call and check on her daughter because she knows a chance we might be involved in that shit. So she couldn't hardly get no sleep. She'd call. So we was at the movie one night. They had a shooting in Inglewood, but we over here in Evergreen. We over here in Evergreen Plaza. She called me. I think that we had the pages back then. She pays me. I called back. Hello. Bring my daughter home now. Where you at? I said, I just heard gunshots. I said, ma'am, we not over there. We at the movie. We on 95th and Western. She bring my daughter home now. I'm like, I said, ma'am, can we watch the movie or do you want me to bring her home right now? And she kind of hesitated. She like, well, y'all could go and watch the movie, but as soon as you done, bring her right home. I'm like, alright. And for the most part, I listen to everything the woman say, y'all. If she called and said bring her daughter home, I'll take her home. I goes to pick this girl up one day, y'all, and she come out there. I'm like, what's wrong with you? No, Mom, I can't go out until I wash the dishes and clean up the kitchen. I said, okay, so what the fuck the problem is? I'm like, look, bitch, I'll do the dishes. You empty the garbage. You know what I mean? Shit. I rolled up my sleeves, y'all. Went in there, knocked that shit out. She swept. I grabbed the garbage, took that shit out. We knocked that kitchen out. Okay, now let's go. No problem. Mama started peeping like, she like, damn, okay. This nigga here cool, you know. After that, she laid off me, y'all. She got relaxed. She like, oh, okay, this guy out in the street, but he alright. And plus, my neighbor told her, she like, I just don't want my daughter getting hurt or getting killed or nothing. And he said, look, Shrimp ain't gonna let nothing happen to that girl. She said he'll die before he let something happen to her. So if he do die, it's gonna be because he's trying to save her. So you don't got to worry about that. Your daughter's fine with this guy. Might be a chance, it could be high risk, just in case if something happened. But for the most part, it never did, because I protected myself very well. Now let me tell you, also in Ford City, not Ford City, in the Plaza, I was up there one night. See, this is why, y'all, if y'all hear me saying I dated a lot of women and shit, I never lied. I didn't like lying, because it's hard to keep up with a lie. I'd rather just tell the truth, and I don't have no problem. It's easy to keep up with the truth, because it's the damn truth. You know what I mean? So I'm at the Plaza with some chick, new chick, and I'm sitting down, me and her, sitting here finna watch a movie. I get a phone call, you know. It's time to move it up. We got the cell phones now, the big ones, or the prime code. I think this is the prime code era. So hello? You remember, look, I used to joke. I said, look, bitch, you ain't gonna talk me to death because you got free nights and weekends. Here it is. Bitch, don't start calling to weekends at 7. After that's it, all calls is free. You know what I mean? They but the minute phones, y'all. But the bitch won't call you until after 7 on the weekend. She can call and talk all she wants. And I used to joke, I got that from Fabulous. Like, look, Mom, you ain't gonna talk me to death because you got free nights and weekends. You know what I mean? That was my little joke, right? So this chick called me. She like, hey. I'm like, hey, what's up? She like, what's up, Shrimp? I'm like, nothing. She said, where you at, nigga? I said, I'm at the Plaza with this chick I had just met. She like, yeah, I know it. I thought you was gonna lie. I'm like, what? Why? Where you at? She said, I'm about 8 rows behind you on the left. Damn! She like, I'm like, damn, okay. She like, what you doing? Is she spending the night? I'm like, I don't know. I just met her. You know, I don't know what's going on. She like, well, look, I'm at my cousin's house. If that bitch don't spend the night, come get me. I'm like, I bet, no problem. And guess what, y'all? I hollered at the chick. I just met her. I'm like, you gonna spend the night with me? No, I got to go to such and such work in the morning. Alright, and guess what I did? I dropped her ass off and went and picked up the other chick. You know, so sometimes you'll get much farther by not lying. You know, I don't like that. You know, you get much further without lying. Now, let me tell you something about Ford City. It's totally different. I have ran into ops over there, and they got active over there. You hear me? And maybe it was the time was a little more hot, you know, but I had a shootout over there, y'all, with some ops. And guess what? They rounded both of our ass up, and you wouldn't believe how this shit ended. We traded shots, got them on that back row, and they went one way and we went another way. We trying to get up out of there. Once they hit them rollers, they walked us down. Brought us back to the scene, had his ass in the car, they had his car and had my car, and everybody, the group of people that was with me, they had us, dog. I'm just knowing we going to jail. They got guns and everything. You know, a white shirt pulled up and they said, what's going on? He said, look like these guys from the same neighborhood. They synced each other and they traded shots, and we caught them because we got to, you know, make on the license plate and what area they was leaving. You know, he like, oh, okay. He said, so what you want to do? Like, you know what? He said, let them go. Let them take that shit back to Inglewood. Give them the fuck from over here. But let them go. You know that hunky unhandcuffed him. He's finna hand me my pistol. He said, don't give them their fucking guns back. Just cut them loose. We keeping them weapons. Nah, that's why they let us go, y'all. They get a free gun. And you don't have to do no paperwork. Get your ass out of Ford City. That's what they told us. Get the fuck out of Ford City and don't come back. And threaten us if we catch y'all over here again, y'all ass going to jail. So I kind of laid off Ford City movie for a little while, but I still went. I started switching cars and doing other shit, and I still was going over there. And I got carjacked over there one time, y'all. I traded cars with one of the moles in Motown, right? Big ass Yukon. I'm in his Yukon. And I got a chick with me, and I got a move on me, y'all. But when somebody get the ups on you, ain't nothing you can do. So I'm sitting in the car, and when you moving out the movie theaters, it's a long line. You always pause. You know what I mean? You can't just get up out of there like that. You got to wait till lights change and you get to move, right? So we stuck in traffic kinda, and I'm like putting my seatbelt on, and then the car in front of me was pulling off, and I'm telling her before I could get it out good, hey, lock that door. A motherfucker had opened her, had the strap to her head, y'all. And she looking at me like, what you want me to do? I'm like, bitch, get out. You know what I mean? Get out. I didn't want to risk her life, y'all. I could have tried to bust it out with him or whatever. I didn't want to put her life, and plus, I didn't want to do nothing in front of her and she become a witness either. So I'm like, no, either way, I just played it smooth, like, fuck it, okay, you got it, dog. I get out. I got out, and he crawled and got her out, and he crawled from that seat over there, and boom, took off. And the car behind us pulled up. He like, man, yo, there's a contract? I'm like, yeah. So, you know, they called the police, and guess what? If y'all ever see the sign when you drive them big trucks, when they say watch it, and they say it was tripped over, they mean that shit, y'all. Trust me, they mean that shit. This nigga must have never drove a Yukon before. This was a big one, too. And he was trying to get up out of there so quick and turn that bitch, y'all, and flip that bitch on this side. You hear me? And boy, I was so proud of the police. They pulled up and put a whooping on that man's ass. You hear me? They put a whooping on his ass and locked him up, man. We pulled down there, and man, it was about 10 police and maybe 30 people. Man, we rocked that motherfucker, y'all, and rocked that bitch, and whoop, and flipped that motherfucker, boom, got it back on this side, right, on all four wheels. And the only thing was fucked up, the mirror was broke, naturally, it fell on the side. The door was fucked up a little bit. The back window break out, the passenger, the driver's side window didn't break, but that back window shattered. You know, I guess it hit hard or something. It broke. That motherfucker was out of there. So I'm like, damn, okay. Started it up, y'all. It worked it. It worked it. Started up, and I took it back, and I had to explain to them what happened, and the mama was like, damn. She said, well, I got insurance. It's just that damn deductible. I'm like, how much is deductible? She like $500. I'm like, oh, ma, I'll pay the deductible. She like, oh, well, baby, don't worry about it. We good. Shit, I got Allstate. I gave that woman $500 for a deductible, y'all. And she shut the hell up. She wasn't mad at all. She wasn't mad at all, you know. And I explained the situation, you know. And see, sometimes you got to do some thinking, man. You can't just go head first, that shit, thinking and go bang your way out of everything. Sometimes you got to think. Now, I could have tried to shoot it out with the stick up, man, and could have got her hit, or even what if I'd have hit him? You see how quick the police caught him. He couldn't even make a light and turn good. And when he turned that bitch over, shit, they was on him because the people who I got in, they called the police quickly. And that lady, she had gave a description of the car and everything, and she was talking fast. And she got him there real quick. And, you know, we didn't have no problem, man. But let me just switch subjects. This is one I want to say since I'm talking about thugs and shit. Let me tell y'all something, because I hear everybody say this, y'all. And a lot of times we don't know and we don't get away with shit because we don't have the information of the knowledge of something, right? You hear all these people say, oh, I can't vote, man. I'm a convicted felon. I can't vote. That's a damn lie. Let me tell y'all something. I've been in the penitentiary 4 times, y'all. 4 times. And I vote every fucking year. It really makes me feel like a productive member of society. I love voting. I hear people that want to vote but can't. This is what it is to vote. Now, yes, you're right. When you're a convicted felon, you can't vote. If you on parole, got a case, or new case pending, all that, yeah, you can't vote, y'all. But once that case is over with, if you ain't on parole no more and you don't got a case, you can vote. What you got to do is re-register, y'all. That's it. They take your name off the registry list because you're a convicted felon. But once that case is over with, you reapply and you register, and then you can vote. Just that simple, y'all. Where you register at, you can go to the post office, you can go to the library. Hell, you can even register at the DMV. I think you can register to vote. You know, there's a few other places you can Google it and they'll tell you where you go register to vote. But that's all you do. For anybody that ain't on parole and ain't got no case, go down there and just re-register and watch you vote. They go send you a voter's registration card so quick. They go send it to you very quickly and just start voting. Because our votes do count. You know, sometimes they try to play the game and rig it. No, our votes count. Trust me, Obama got in that White House fair and square. Don't you think they wanted that black man in that motherfucking house, y'all. Trust me, they did not. They did not. The votes made it possible for him to get in there. Young people vote. The hunkies that ain't racist. You got these new generation of white kids. They don't know shit about racism, y'all. They don't know shit about it. All they know, they love black people. They love black music. They love black sitcoms. They love everything black. They don't understand why we can't get along, y'all. They don't know. They ain't seen Roots and no shit like that. And you know what, to be honest, y'all, I never watched Roots. I never watched it. The only thing I have seen of Roots is when I hear him say, hold the baby up to the moon like Kunta Kinte. I think I seen that part. I refuse to watch that shit, y'all. I never did. I just couldn't do it. You know. Now, the closest thing I seen to a slave movie was that 12 years of what that was, 12 years or such and such. I don't know, was it Separation or something? I don't know what the name was, but it was a guy. He was a free man, and he went down south and got captured, and they locked him up and they enslaved him. You know, and they start selling him to other owners, and he like, I'm a free man. They like, and they locked him up. 12 years he was gone, y'all, and his wife was looking for him, and everybody, they couldn't find him, you know. And he finally got a message out. One of them white folks he had got cool with found out he can read and knew a lot of shit. And he like, this is an educated black man. He ain't no regular slave, you know. And he kind of peeped it. And he gave him some information and told him to mail it to his people. And his people come down there with his freedom paper, his identification, who he was and everything. And they had to let him go. But 12 years that shit went on, y'all. 12 years. And one thing I like about the old rappers, they used to preach with message and shit. We had songs like Self-Destruction out, you know. And I never forget the Kool Moe Dee line. He said, back in the 60s, y'all, our brothers and sisters was hanged. How could you gangbang? You know, he said, I never ever ran from a Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. Because that's self-destruction. Now, that's a cold line right there, y'all. They need to play that song more so kids can hear it. Because the way we killing each other nowadays is... And then these guys, they in it in the moment. I understand y'all got to forgive them, y'all, because they brainwashed. They really think they go win these wars. They really... think they, you know, they getting their licks back, and you can't blame them because we all was guilty of that shit. They losing friends to murder, y'all, so that's the only thing they can get out. The gangs were always built off retaliation. We didn't have to retaliate for many murders because many murders didn't happen. In the 90s, it was all about just shootouts, period. We had a lot of shootouts, and few people got knocked off, but we didn't publicize it. We didn't talk about it. It was never discussed. We didn't make it publicly known. You know what I mean? It was every now and then somebody would get killed, and I guarantee you he was somewhere doing some shit he ain't had no business doing and end up getting killed. So it wasn't like niggas was, you know, because if they done it, We was on their ass. It's like, you burn up a car, we go burn up a car. You burn up a house, we go burn up a house. And it was always tick for tack. And people was getting shot, but they were surviving. You know, they were surviving. So now you fast forward to 2023, these kids, ain't none of them surviving, bro. You ever thought about this? Every shooting, somebody died. These kids have become very good at killing all of a sudden. Yeah, because it's the weapons. See, when we was growing up, if you was lucky to get a gun that was automatic, you know, they wasn't fully until the Glocks came out. It wasn't no real fullies. Them techs that y'all see, them old motherfuckers, they was bullshit weapons they made for the hood to make us think we had big machine guns. If you look at a Tech 9, that bitch got breathing holes on it, and guess what? It ain't even touching the pipe smoke. So what them holes there for? To make it look good, y'all. That bitch stuttered 3 times. That tech will get your ass killed. You hear me? It'll get your ass killed. Because that's a gun they made for to make it look good in the ghetto. I guarantee that gun was made to pacify these young black gangbangers. They know it didn't work good, but it looked it good. You know what I mean? It looked it like it worked. Me, I like the Mac 10s. Because that motherfucker would get you 30. That's what I used to keep. That bitch would get you 30 easy. It was a real gun. It was a real automatic weapon. And I always used to see the holes on that bitch. And I knew a silencer went over there, but I never could find them. I see in the rap videos, they got the silencers to these motherfuckers now. They selling them now. We couldn't hardly get that shit. They selling them to them now. You know, they flooding these neighborhoods with guns and people are killing each other. And then it ain't no fathers in the home no more, y'all. So the kids, they raised by single females. And you know what that mean? They act like bitches. You hear me? I'm gonna say that again. They act like bitches. They keep up shit. Petty shit. Half of these wars ain't worth the price of the bullet, y'all. You hear me? They ain't worth the price of the bullets. Niggas ain't died for nothing worthwhile in a minute. Niggas died for shit they said on Facebook, Instagram, posting their location, shit like that, saying we out here, we smoking dead off. Don't do that, y'all. If anybody listening that thinking about, don't never talk about people that's dead. Don't talk about you smoking them, because people cry over these people that are dead. And when you start disrespecting him, it makes you a target, because now they know who they can take their anger out on. They want revenge all the time. And you come on here talking about, let's say it's me. Yeah, and you talk, yeah, I'm smoking on G Shrimp. You know how many niggas I got? I got a brother downstairs, and a brother out of town. I got a whole gang of niggas. Low Sleep Gang, motherfucker, Brotherville Posse Gang, all these motherfuckers. They would kill you about talking about you smoking on G Shrimp. What? Listen, y'all, the little nigga I just told y'all tore his car up. You know what he told me about 3 months ago? I don't know, he had just got out. Anyway, I had walked to serve somebody down the street. I think I was still jugging a little bit. I walked to serve somebody down the street. And I had walked by the ops block and I come back. I didn't even drive down there. Because I figured these little boys banging, they ain't fucking with me. He pulled up and he like, gee, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, like, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, I just can't hear. He said, shit, General, you walking around here like you ain't a big fish. This is what he said to me, y'all, literally. Like you ain't a big fish. He said, gee, you know how many people we'll have to kill if they knocked you down? And he was dead serious, y'all. No exaggeration, no capping or nothing. He said, you know how many people we'll have to kill, General, if they knocked you down? You a whole general, Mo. You know we go get on these niggas' ass if they knocked you down, G. I'm like, oh, my bad. I didn't think like that, though. You know, I always move safe, but at that time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was trying to make that little playpen and get back down here. I walked right down there. I met the nigga at the corner, bing. Because one thing I do, I don't entertain child's play. Shit they doing. They banging with my little guys, so I ain't in it. I bang with their daddies and they older brothers and shit. So if I ain't banging no more, I feel I should move around like I want to, which I do. You know, which I do. But he was just pulling my coattail, y'all. And like I said, that's how these young boys feel for real. And that's why I say, you think you gonna say you smoking one of them? Please. These guys die because they strive to be the most disrespectful. Y'all know everybody was crying about that boy who got shot up and his daughter got killed at the McDonald's, y'all. But y'all know what he was doing a couple of days before that? He was walking through the ops graveyard and found one of their graves that had just died. Filmed himself walking on his grave, and he pissed on the man's grave, y'all. Pissed on his grave. And you know what that motherfucker said when he was finna take his daughter to McDonald's? They was upstairs somewhere, and he said, yeah, my ops probably downstairs waiting on me. Because he knew he had created so much disrespect, he knew it was coming, y'all. And he still took his fucking daughter out. He could have left her at home and went by himself. If y'all be staying tuned with some of my videos, y'all see I be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. I just said this. I said, man, it's always up. When it's up, it's up. When you take your daughter to McDonald's, it's still up. When you get ready to go to the store, it's still up. So you can't pick a time. And then this is what I don't like y'all be doing. Y'all be giving out your address. Don't do that. And then once you give him your address, he ain't got to come at 9 o'clock or right now because you said come. Guess when he gonna come? Tomorrow. Or he might make 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. He might wait until you start relaxing again and start back going live. And you all out, yeah, I'm out here, Joe, we out here, boy. We out here. Guess who you letting know out there? The ops. I guarantee you, if you go live, if you stop your live and just run that motherfucker back, I guarantee you can find one of the people that the ops is looking at you from. Shit, we do the same thing. Everybody can do it. Do you know when Vaughn first came home, he was walking through O Block. I used to tune in and I could see him walking through O Block and shit before he started rapping and became King Von. You know, I said that. I used to watch Duck Live sometime. I could see what they doing on St. Lawrence. You know, because I knew these guys from my city and they was getting bigger and shit. I'm like, this a nigga named King Von. You know, and then I'm like, okay, this Duck, he stay over there. And I used to call them internet stars. You know, they had got internet famous. One of my friends said that the other day. She said, Shrimp, you became YouTube famous. So they were YouTube famous, y'all. And I used to see King Von walking through the OO and shit. And he had just come home. And he walking and he came up so fast, y'all. But if he went to got killed, he was gonna go to jail for all that shit he had did. And he put it in the music. See, nowadays, these young boys, they fuck up. Y'all need to realize, too, the police is listening to the music, y'all. So, if you killed somebody yesterday at the red light, you really shouldn't have that in no song, bro. You know, you really shouldn't have that in no song. Especially if somebody was killed at the fucking red light. You know, that's why I understand. And then, see, getting high and getting on the mic should be against the motherfucking law. It should be a definitely no-no. Because you a real nigga and you want to show the world you a real nigga. So what you gonna say? Some real nigga shit that happened. Now, I sometimes I be listening to Lil Durk talk and I be saying, man, boy, you was playing with fire. You know, some of the shit come out Lil Durk night mouth like, you know, when my brody died, asked the ops from over west. Next day their ass was down 2. They was down to what? Bodies? You go say that? And he said, just know if you was there that night, your ass down too. That mean they looking for a group of niggas. And even in the new Sun, he said something like, he said, my brother died. He said another nigga died, then another nigga died. We thanged him. He said, we thanged him. That's his brother's name was D Thang. So we thanged them, meaning we did that in the name of the thing. We thanged them. We ain't bang them. We thanged them, goddammit. Bang them. We de-thanged them. And that's the type of shit gonna be playing in court. You know, I got another little partner I used to like, man. He was a stepper from Miami, y'all. My boy, what's that nigga name? Spinner something. Damn, what's his name? I almost forgot his name. Spinner. Anyway, the nigga locked up on the murder, man, and this motherfucker, goddamn, he said, he had one line. He said, I told y'all Mookie was dead before the news said he was dead, right? He went on live and told the people, yeah, Mookie dead before the news said he was dead. So the police the Stacey Truddy had the police on the stand reading his lyrics. And she said, so what if that to mean or anything? She said, well, it mean he told people he was dead before the news said he was dead because he killed him. And he told the people on live that, you know. I'm like, oh my God. Man, that shit was crazy, man. I'm like, wow, man. And they sweep these niggas up in Jacksonville. They locking them down. He was my man. He ran with Young and Ace. Damn, I forgot his name. It's Spinner something. Spinnerilla or some shit like that. Again, Spitter, I think Spitter or something like that. Damn, I forgot it, man. I hate when I be forgetting these niggas' names. But, you know, they just die so fast. And then, you know who else has stepped on a lot of people, y'all? Mo 3. Yeah, that's why they put that money on his head. Mo 3 had almost killed Yellow. And then he killed 4 Trap Boy Freddy boys. He was stepping for real. And then they tried to sneak up on him in Houston. You know, he was down there. And he was finna come to the nightclub and perform. And some niggas bust at him. And he bust back and shot an innocent motherfucker. That motherfucker dead, and he got up out of there. So Mo 3 was most of the time just protecting himself, but he had did it so much that what goes around comes around. He had, let's say, he had 4 bodies in 1 month. That other body he said was on accident. So the 4 people he killed purposely and 1 accidentally, that's 6 right there, y'all. I mean, that's 5 right there. 4 and 1 on accident. You know, that's crazy. So that's why they walked him down on that highway like that. They put that real money on him. And they created that whole little traffic jam, y'all, for Mo 3. They created the whole scenario, y'all. There's nowhere he could have went. Them niggas jumped out. When they jumped out on that freeway, and y'all see the picture, the iconic picture of him running with the gun. He wasn't running fast because he just trying to get to shoot Mo 3. He was running fast because Mo 3 was calmly walking around there to get that strap. And he picked up speed because he like, shit, this nigga finna get to it. And then once Mo 3 couldn't get it, and he seen the guy coming, he tried to trot a little bit. It was somebody in some cars behind him that nobody seen, and he shot Mo 3 in the chest. That's why Mo 3 landed on his back, y'all, on that highway. So if that nigga that was running toward him and Mo 3 would have took off running, he should have been laying on his face. He was laying on his back because he ran into a nigga and the nigga boom, boom, boom. See, when you put money on it, it's always more than one shooter. Because this is a lick we can't blow. If we going to get some money on the murder, yeah, you might take 5 motherfuckers because they want to make sure, man, we can't get no attempts, don't get paid for. Nigga ain't paying you for no attempts. They want him dead for whatever reason. They will pay you to get him dead. And it's sad that people be paying to get each other killed like that. But some people be doing shit to get killed. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. You feel me? But yeah, that's enough of that, man. You know, I be trying to stay out the way, y'all, and do what I'm doing, man. Y'all come check the podcast over here on Spotify, man. It's on Spotify, Anchor, and everywhere else you can hear your podcast. It's the G Shrimp Show, live from CHIRAQ. You know, that's what's happening, man. I stay investing in myself, y'all. I stay investing in myself, and I'm getting there, too. I'm getting up there. You know, I'm really getting up there, man. I thank all the people for subscribing, liking, and watching, man. It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody's favorite baby daddy. Now, I'm going to plant you now, dig you later, man. I'm out.